So now that we've got our first plan design entered in, let's take a moment to get used to how plan designs look and feel in Dynamis. As we go through training and go through the implementation, we'll talk about the idea of process change, where this is more than just learning how to use a software tool, as it really touches us in our day-to-day interactions with our employers. And as we transition from our old static model of walking in and using the paper to communicate plan designs and moving into this real-time interactive model, we're going to have to get used to some things that may be different from how we've been doing them. The first of those is really going to be the idea of what a plan design looks and feels like. So let's take a look here and take a closer look at our plan design. All right, here we have this visual reference. So on all of our plan designs, you'll actually see a visual makeup of the deductible, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket max structure. It's going to be a recurring theme that we use visuals in Dynamis to help support our plan designs. All right, I can toggle by clicking on different enrollment types and take a look at that coverage diagram based on whatever enrollment type I select on. All right, so that's the coverage diagram. Now up here, you're going to notice on the left, this is really where we're going to speak to the actual benefits. All right, so the idea here is that from a navigational standpoint, the main rule you need to know is that things in blue represent links that will take us to a place where we can either reveal information, add information, or edit information. So for instance, all my enrollment counts here are in blue. Go ahead and click right on the 11 by employee only, and it takes us to our enrollment counts where we could make any edits. From there, we can either close out or go ahead and click apply. All right. Now, right above that, you're going to notice the word medical plan, and you can see that it actually is a link. It's web-based, so I can see my cursor indicates it's a link. All right. Same with RX. Same with our plan design cost. All right. Now, one of the things that we need to get used to is the idea of the amount of information we're displaying for a plan design. So if we look here in our plan design screen, what we're able to see is for each enrollment type, the deductible, employee coinsurance, and max out-of-pocket for each enrollment type. And that's the only information that's displayed on the screen all the time. Now that can be a transition when we're coming out of our spreadsheet columns that are used to listing every line item of coverage. And it really goes back to the idea that employers told us that's what makes the decision-making process so cumbersome. There's too many numbers to process a lot of times that aren't relative to the decision-making process. So the idea is we may need to speak to copays as we're talking about what makes up our plan. And you'll notice since the word medical plan is in blue, if I click on that, I can reveal the copay information. So we can talk to the copays. Right, and when we're done, we can click on it again and collapse it. All right, same with RX. When we need to speak to RX, we're able to access that information. It's a recurring theme that we're going to give you access to information, but we're careful not to put too much on. We really learned early on in our employer research that it wasn't about how much information we could put on the screen. It was actually the other way. Less was more. It was how much information could we remove but still allow all the components needed to make decisions. So again, when we're not talking about RX, I can click on RX and collapse that information. All right, now over here on the right, we really have our financial information. And you'll notice that the word premium and all these premiums are in blue. So staying in our navigation, I can click on either the word or one of the individual premiums. It will take me right to my premiums where I can make any edits I need to. All right. So even our premium share and our funding, all those things in blue, that's really from a navigational standpoint, an indication so that when you come back in and start working with Dynamis on your own, you'll have an idea on how to get where you want to go. All right. So that really gives us an overview of how to navigate in our plan designs.